I started my agency from scratch, and today it's valued at $1.5 million. It's fully operational, profitable, and if I want, I could sell it tomorrow. But that didn't happen by accident. I built it to be sellable on purpose, with the right systems and strategy that took it from just another job to an actual asset. And you know what the best part is? I don't even have to work 12 hours a day to keep it running. This video isn't just for people looking to sell the agency. It's for anyone who wants to build their business the right way, who wants leverage, freedom, and long-term value. I'm going to walk you through the 4 lessons that made it possible for me. So whether you're looking for an exit plan or just want to have an option to exit someday, this is the only video you're going to need. But before we jump into the lessons, here's the quick backstory. I run an agency called New Optima. We mainly focus on generative engine optimization, which is like SEO, but for the AI era. So instead of just ranking for keywords, we rank for questions people ask across Google, ChatGPT, Grok, and all that stuff. It's smarter, faster, and way more scalable. We started out in the CBD and cannabis space, building the biggest marketplace in the UK and Europe, and then spun out that into a fully functioning performance marketing agency. Today, we work with local businesses, e-com brands, SaaS, and professional service firms, fully remote team and lean setup. And no, we are not a $100 million rocket ship, but we're profitable, growing. And last year, we did over $500,000 in adjusted profit, all without me needing to be in the weeds every day, which honestly feels like a win. So with that, let's get into the good stuff right now. Lesson 1, specialization is a growth hack until it becomes a risk. And as I've mentioned, when we first launched New Optima, we went all in on the CBD and cannabis space. It was a fast-growing niche, and we saw a clear gap in how marketing was being done there, especially without the ability to do Google or Facebook ads. So we doubled down, took as many CBD clients as we could, and delivered exceptional results for each one of them. That gave us credibility and eventually led us to becoming the go-to agency in that space. It helped us grow quickly, build case studies, and even win awards. But here's the flip side. No one tells you about niche agencies. When the industry gets hit, you get hit with it. And that's exactly what happened. Regulations changed, the market cooled off, and our pipeline took a hit almost overnight. So we pivoted. We went after SaaS clients, which again was great until it wasn't. Because then AI came in and disrupted half of the businesses we were working with. Budgets got slashed, decision makers froze, and we found ourselves in the same position again, too dependent on one vertical. That's when we realized something important. Specialization worked great back in the day, but in a world of constant macro shocks and AI flipping industries overnight, staying diversified is just safer, even if it means slightly lower margins or slower growth. Now we've spread our position across a few key sectors: e-commerce, SaaS, professional services, and location-based businesses. It's less sexy, sure, but it's way more stable, and stability matters when you're building something sellable. Lesson 2, buyers don't want to buy another job. Here's something most business owners don't realize until it's too late. If your business can't run without you, it's not a business, it's a job. And buyers aren't looking to buy a job. Think about it. If someone's acquiring an agency, their goal isn't to step into your shoes and grind 10 hours a day running sales calls, managing delivery, or putting out fires. In most cases, they are either 1, looking for a passive income generating asset, or 2, they're an agency themselves making a strategic acquisition to add your client revenue to their own portfolio. And in both cases, your being essential to operations is a problem, not a value add. That's why we built New Optima in a way that it doesn't rely on me. We documented everything and created SOPs for every repeatable task. built a leadership team, delegated client success and operations. And on top of that, we built a lead gen system with a few solid channels, which I'll share in the last lesson, all bringing in leads and closing sales calls without me needing to be in the room anymore. That's the shift from founder-led to founder-optional. And when a buyer sees that the business doesn't need the founder to survive or grow, it instantly becomes way more attractive. Lesson 3, buyers pay for profit, not potential. Another thing people get wrong when trying to build a sellable business is that they focus too much on top-line revenue. But in reality, buyers care way more about consistent profitability. So let me break down a few things which I figured out after a lot of trials and errors. 1. Maximize revenue per employee. If you're running a bloated team of 25 and half of them are figuring things out, your margins will disappear fast. We kept things lean and we focused on hiring for output, not headcount. A simple rule of thumb to follow here is if someone is not helping drive or fulfill revenue, you might want to think twice. 2. Price properly or you'll pay for it later. If you're charging low retainers or trying to close at any cost, you're not building a business. You're babysitting clients for rent money. There, I said it. What you need is to get crystal clear on value-based pricing with high-ticket retainers tied to real outcomes. That's what made our revenue predictable and allowed us to invest back into the business confidently. 3. Don't work with broke clients. And I cannot stress this enough. Look, if someone's stretching to afford you, they can't be your ideal client. We've learned this the hard way. The clients who pay the least usually expected the most, take the most time, and cause the most drama. It's not worth it. Set a minimum, enforce it, and protect your margin and your team's sanity. 4. Adjusted profit is the real profit. When I say profit, I'm not just talking about what's left in the bank at the end of each month. I'm talking about SDE, seller's discretionary earnings, or in simple words, adjusted EBITDA. That's your actual profit after adding back things like the founder salary, travel, software costs, and any other one-time expenses or costs that would disappear once the buyer takes you over. It gives buyers a clear picture of what they earn if they own the business. And for us, the number came out to be over 40% adjusted margin, which instantly made the agency more attractive. By the way, if you want to learn how to calculate your adjusted profit, I've linked the exact financial model we use with everything laid out step by step. Check it out in the description below. Now, the fourth and last lesson, and it's the most important one, founder-free lead gen is the key to build sellable businesses. Let me ask you something. What happens when you take a vacation? Do things keep running? Or does the entire pipeline come to a screeching halt? No new leads, no calls booked. Team waiting for your next move. Because the truth is, if your business can't go a week without you, what are you really building? Even if you're not planning to sell, you can't scale like that. You just trap yourself inside a slightly fancier 9-to-5. We learned it early on and made a priority to build a founder-free lead gen system, one that could run whether I was present or not. Here's exactly how. First, we built a cold email engine. Targeted lists, personalized lines, and clear CTAs running every week in the background. It brings 20 to 30 qualified calls a month without me getting involved. Then we layered in SEO and what we call GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. Basically, we rank not just for keywords, but for questions people ask in Google, ChatGPT, Grok, and even show up in AI overviews. It brings in high intent traffic consistently, and it's all organic. No need to spend lots of money on it now. On top of that, we run meta funnels, not boosted posts, but structured campaigns with call hooks, retargeting, and booking pages, entirely managed by the team. Add in a few LinkedIn posts, a solid referral engine, and visibility in vetted communities like Hampton, District, Dynamite Circle, and that's our lead gen stack. Combined, it brings in anywhere from 50 to 100 calls a month, depending on the time of the year and how much budget we want to allocate. This isn't about making the business more sellable. it's also what makes it scalable. And to be honest, it's the reason I still enjoy running it. So here's the bottom line. If you want to build a business that's actually sellable, you don't need a fancy branding or the biggest team or even some magic revenue numbers. But there are 4 non-negotiables you cannot ignore. Number 1, diversified positioning that keeps you safe when the market shifts. Number 2, founder optional operations that don't rely on you to function. Number 3, real consistent profit, not just big revenue. And number 4, founder-free lead gen that keeps the pipeline full. Nail those 4 and you got something people actually want to acquire. And if you need help with that, I've put together an optimized presentation template you can use if you're thinking about selling your business. Plus the exact financial model we use to calculate our adjusted profit. It's plug and play. Just hit the link in the description, drop your email, and I'll send them straight to you.